welcome back to my channel, and in this one I'm going to share why I feel the airport is a great place to get a jump start on your next vacation and hopefully maximize the chances of you having an enjoyable and or relaxing trip. Beginning your vacation when you arrive at the airport is a great way to set a positive tone for the rest of your vacation, and I put together some key points to illustrate some of the things that I do or experience and kind of my mindset. So at the top of that list, I would have to say stress reduction is huge, because that might be actually one of the primary reasons why someone would even go on vacation. Not the only reason, but for a lot of people. So if that's the case, then I think arriving super early at the airport can lessen the stress, obviously, especially if, like a lot of people, you get to the airport kind of just on time, which always means you're always running late and rushing, and any kind of a long line is going to throw your schedule off and could potentially compromise your vacation for the rest of the trip, because you're starting off in a very stressful manner. So arrive super early to avoid all of that, and you can navigate the lines of check-in and security and maybe getting food and stuff, all breezing right through and maximizing your chances of reducing those stress levels in the beginning, and hopefully that sets the tone for the rest of your vacation. Another thing I want to point out about the airport experience is to allow yourself to enjoy the moment and anticipate the excitement of the upcoming vacation, wherever it might be. Because I think utilizing the airport as a way to think about what's coming and just kind of imagine the fun and awesome activities that you're going to go on, or maybe people that you're going to reunite with, I think this is a great opportunity to do that, so you can start to unwind from your everyday work. And that's very important to do, because a lot of people, myself included, you're sometimes go on vacation, and in the beginning it may take a while to fully unwind from work and transition over into vacation mode. Another quick tip about reducing stress at the airport is avoiding delays. And to really maximize your chances of doing this, I have found that if you arrive not only super early for whatever flight you have, if you try to book a very early flight, maybe one of the first flights to your destination, I find that there's typically less congestion and less crowds than if you book a later flight, which may be kind of like the rush hour of the airport, which is like the mid-morning or something like that. The second flight usually starts to get really packed, and it's just a lot of crowds. So if you can get the first flight, it's gonna require you to get up super early, of course, to get to the airport super early, but it's gonna pay off because your airport experience could be that much better and less stress, because you can kind of move around that much quicker to make sure that you're not gonna be late for your flight and be able to take advantage of everything that the airport has to offer. So definitely arrive early and try to get an early flight. As far as other things that I do at the airport, I try to keep my mindset in a happy mood, and I consciously try to mentally shift, everything in my mindset from work to the vacation mode. And I've alluded to this before, but that is huge, because when you're at the airport, that's a great place, because it's totally different from your everyday life. And you can use that different physical environment to help you transition from a thought process standpoint from your work mode to vacation mode. Utilize the airport so that when you actually get to your destination, you kind of already mentally switched over into vacation mode and begin to have fun that much sooner. Other things that you might want to consider looking into at the airport, especially if you arrive super early, depending, again, if you're fortunate enough to have lounge access, depending on what kind of plane ticket you get or what kind of credit card you have, or your member status with the airline that you fly with. Typically, you might have access to the lounge. Even one of the lounges that isn't so expensive is better than none, and it gives you a little bit of extra privacy gives you the opportunity perhaps to maybe have some small bites to eat, coffee or whatever, and maybe even a nice view in a nice air-conditioned environment. So look into the lounge access. Call your airline or go on the internet and see what you have to do to get access, what kind of upgrades you need, how much points you have to accumulate, if that's the type of relationship you have with your airline or your credit card. Inquire and look into that. Lounge access might be in your future. So another thing you could do at the airport, if you have a lot of time, getting there super early. And it depends on what airport it is, because sometimes you don't have a lot of stuff that's open. But if you do get there super early, you can also have time to eat something. Even if it's not the lounge, you still might be able to grab something to eat. Hopefully have the opportunity to get something to eat early. So if you have to go to the bathroom or something, or just walk around after you eat, that is going to be available to you as an option if you don't want to just get inside the plane all full and right away have to go to the bathroom. Another thing that I have found that I actually do like, and I rarely buy anything at the airport, but I do window shop occasionally, is the retail therapy that you get sometimes, if I may call it that. Just walking around, if I have time, and just taking in the different stores and window shopping. And sometimes the stores are open early, just depends on the airport. You might be able to identify some interesting items that you might purchase at that point for your trip, or stuff that you might want to get on the way back when you return, as a souvenir or as a gift for somebody or for yourself. Another thing that I find to be relaxing, this is just personal preference, I like watching planes take off and land. So plane spotting obviously is an activity that you could do at the airport. And if you get there super early, like I have been saying, that just gives you more time to relax and just have that view of the planes taking off and landing, just as a background or foreground element for you to kind of surround yourself in. And it's nice, it's kind of relaxing. It's similar to me like having like white noise of rain or something like that when you're trying to go to sleep. It relaxes me just to be at the airport watching planes take off and land. And that is something that you can do. If you get there super early, you're going to have the time to take in the sights and see that nice view when you get to the airport early. Plane spotting. Another thing is reading. If you get to the airport early, reading for a lot of people is relaxing. I usually don't read that much, but I do listen to some audiobooks or podcasts. So if you like to read or listen to audiobooks, then getting there early might give you an opportunity to start that activity a little bit sooner, or at least prepare what you're going to listen to or read when you finally board the plane. And that's nice when you have the patience and the time to kind of arrange all those activities that you're going to be enjoying on the plane. Essentially just putting together your entertainment, reading, or audiobooks that you're going to listen to on the plane. The other thing that might happen at the airport is the ability for you to socialize with other people. You never know, you might meet somebody, strike up a conversation, and that could be the beginning of a friendship. Maybe it'll last through the vacation, or maybe it'll last longer than that. Or you might meet somebody that you met from before and have a nice little quick reunion. So you never know. Getting there early just opens your eyes to other possibilities, including socializing with other people. And by the way, it's not just the possibility of socializing when you're sitting in the airport at the gate, but also if you maybe have a flight that is a little later in the day, you might have the possibility of sitting at a bar, at a restaurant or something in the airport near your plane. And that's another more laid-back atmosphere where the chances are maybe even greater to maybe strike up a conversation with somebody, or somebody may strike up a conversation with you, and you might be able to socialize and maybe make a friend. You never know, but the possibility exists. So with that said, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.